Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fertilize the field now. I'm not sure that it's going to be possible, but if I can, obviously I'd love to get that done. Because the other benefit is if I can get that done, unless weeds show up, I'm pretty much complete with the wheat field. And I can just wait a year for it to grow out. So definitely, we've got some options there if we can do that. But we may need to wait at a minimum, assuming I can get it to work at all. We may need to wait all the way until it grows. So that's going to be the chance, is can I do it today after I've just planted and failed to fertilize with the planting, or do I need to wait and continue from there? So I'm going to get ourselves topped up here. And that will make sure it's a little easier to track the usage. I was a bit excited. I realized I think we're 2 weeks away from precision farming being released. So that could be pretty nice. Well, it will be pretty nice. Just not sure how nice it's going to be here. Alright. Anyone want to take bets? I'm going to be optimistic and say it's going to work. But let's see. It's not changing color, so I'm going to stop really fast. Alright. It is not working. So my hope is, once we get the first growth stage tomorrow, depending on how we feel after harvest, maybe we'll get it done then. Maybe we'll get it done before harvest. Maybe the corn won't be ready for harvest tomorrow. I don't know. But either way, we've tried and we have failed. So we'll put this over here, out of the way a bit. Didn't help that I hit the header, but anyway. And we will try again next time. Forgot where I parked this thing. If you've watched any of my episodes, you'll know that's pretty common for me. Just a lot of stuff now, which is good. I mean, that means we've got all the stuff we need to do work. But obviously it also isn't good because we waste time looking for things. So unless something's really messed up now, one of the things that's clearly messed up is I forgot to plug in my hoses. So let me stop here, do that, because I went to unfold the sprayer and it's not working. And that would be why it's not working. So I should be able to fertilize. If I can't, I'm lost. Now, it does look like I've got weeds. So that's also something I will have to worry about at some point. But it is more important to fertilize than it is to kill weeds right now. Alright. Not sure that I really need plowing down there. I think it's just showing that. Yeah. Alright. So it's not fertilized. I was checking, but no, there's a darker, yeah. So we're still at the early stage, so that's what I was trying to do. And because I just got on and haven't refreshed the way I think a multiplayer server works in general, I don't think this is an FSN issue. is you can't see things right away until you basically get in that area. So let me move along here. I'm going to assume this is working, but I will stop shortly once I've gone far enough to make sure that I have got my GPS theoretically set. So I'm trying to figure out, oh, I can move way over. I was like trying to make sure I got the crop. Alright, I'm going to stop. And I probably need to hide the weeds. Alright, that's good news. Now again, I'm getting a stripe of initial stuff just because I probably hadn't fertilized down there before, and I don't know that I have crop down there, so I know visually I was covering crop, so even though it's not appropriately fertilized, it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go ahead and do this and get this part done. But yes, I have small weeds at this point, and those will affect yield, and I definitely want to eliminate them. But my hesitation with just fertilizing and then turning around immediately and spraying for weeds is, in FS19, if you did that, it didn't actually count as spraying for weeds. It would kill the weeds, so visually you'd see them, but they grow back. And obviously, I don't want to do that, where I then, in essence, have wasted the herbicide, because I don't know that I would spray the field a second time. But at this point, just like fertilizer, the herbicide is, as long as I do it before I harvest, and I've got days and days till harvest is due, then I'm okay. So, in any event, at this point I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to turn on my GPS lines, and I'm gonna go vertical. Alright, so after fumbling around for a time and a half, it's ridiculous, honestly, I'm finally going. I got caught on trees, I got caught on my forklift. It was definitely a Murphy's Law moment. Anything that can go wrong did go wrong. So, I didn't walk away, I didn't do anything. Anytime you saw pass, it was just me fighting and trying to get this thing going. But now we're heading out, and we are applying fertilizer, which is exciting, because that will get our yield up. We'll take a look when we turn around at the other end, although obviously we're not going to turn around right away, because I'm going to need to run a headland up there as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you know, the challenge here is, as far as I can tell, it's virtually impossible to visually see where I have actually fertilized, which is always the fun part after you're putting fertilizer on after something grows, which is why I was hoping to do it before, but clearly that didn't work. So, we're where we're at. That's why GPS works well, but that also then is why typically what you see, as much as you try, you use more material when you're doing this after things have sprouted, because you can't see, because, for example, with the headlands, I'm just guessing where they're at. I can't visually see that. And clearly, I'm trying to be conservative, and so I make sure, yeah, I think I should start here, and that usually translates into 200 or 300 extra liters of fertilizer on this field. So, not a great thing, because even here I'm going to need to move over, or I'm going to catch another tree that this time you would see, and obviously, not that I care that you see it, but obviously I'm also preferring not to do that. So I was going to turn, but I'm thinking I'm just going to try to run this. I'm thinking I'm going to hit the tree and it's going to be a miserable failure. No, it actually got me there. Nice. Now this is going to be a problem, because now I'm just not even going to fight this. At this point I'm so stuck in there, I'm never going to get out. So let me do what I need, reposition myself. So yes, while the sprayer is lovely for its working with, it is an absolute nightmare for actually trying to function. Alright, because I have gone here all the way to the tree, even though I'm away from the edge of the field, I don't need to turn it on yet. We'll do that there. It was easier to judge because I can use the GPS line, because I know I sprayed on the GPS line. But now, for example, where I'm running this headland on top, I'm kind of doing a visual estimate of, yeah, I think it was yay far away from the field. And some of it is obviously, as you can see, I'm acting like a drunk farmer, and that I can't drive a straight line to save my life that is actually keeping me near the edge of the field. I'm worried I'm missing the edge there, but I'm starting to sweep back up. Although I think I need to sweep up more aggressively, because I forgot the field kind of rises here as opposed to continuing to fall. So now we've got a little bit wider circle. Alright, thank goodness. I was just worried that I was going to hit the tree. What is happening? My GPS is not cooperating, and all I'm doing is wasting herbicide, or not herbicide, fertilizer. I've got herbicide on the brain, clearly. So, sorry, had to sneeze there and suddenly mute things. Oh goodness. So now, of course, the field is peeling away some. I always love that. And then you're always like debating, like, do I go get that little bit? Because obviously I'm going to spray all that fertilizer. Sorry, another sneeze. So, anyway, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it because it's the right thing to do. So I'm going to stop there, turn around, go deal with it, get the little bit, because, you know, we want wheat so we can give a lot of loaves of bread to the people in Suez with whoever makes the bread. And it's not bread from within FS22, it's bread from productions in the entrepreneur site. So, I think, at least, because otherwise we'd be needing to sell wheat to people in-game or something to make bread, but that's not what they asked us to do. So, alright. So, there we go. Now we've got that done. And while I'm here, I'm just going to run the other headland along here. And then I'm going to sweep back and run the other headland across north of the island, and that should give me all the little pieces that I need, for the most part, to do a passable job, if nothing else. So, we'll take a look at our fertilizer painting once we do it. So I'm kind of keeping an eye out on the GPS lines here because I can go off the north end of the field. So yeah, I want to get to this edge line because then I can just keep going there. So, alright, that's good. And then, like I said, we'll go up here so that we can run north-south from the field here, or the this portion of the field. So I'll do this. There we go. And then that will give us fertilization in this space. And it will be everything we hoped for and more, correct? Being a little dramatic with my fertilization, but it's a big deal given all the challenges I've had with this field this year. So, and at the end of the island here, I'm going to step out and I'm going to see, because we should have a 15-20% difference in yield, I would think, with the second layer versus not the second layer. So we're going to see what that looks like. Goodness, this is a challenge and a half. See, so these are the other problems, is like we're going to have issues trying to get everything going. I'm going to go to this point again where I'm just obviously using the line. Alright, so here I'm just 50% fertilized, so I've got 75%. Now if I go behind this, you run, get some exercise in, so 96%. So we actually got like a 20% boost, a 21% boost in theory. And hopefully, if we get rid of the weeds, I don't know that it'll show us a boost, but I think what it does is it keeps the yield from failing at the end. So now I'm going to, yes, I was going to look at my mustache. Right there, right there. Got a bit of a different break. Somehow I missed that corner, probably because I slammed up against the tree, but that's not worth touching up. So yeah, we're going to try to go up and down. Obviously when I sprayed this the first time I went across, and that worked okay, but somehow I'm just feeling the up-down deserves another shot. Maybe I just wasn't being nice about it. So let's see. So now if I look at the map, see, this is the trick. So I do have room, but not a lot. So see, I would do it there, but I probably did it way early. Maybe not. See, and this is then where I worry that I missed it, and I'm going to have to go back and fix it, but luckily it looks like that was not the case. So once again, as we've done these before, not much I can show you. You can't even see anything on the ground to prove that I'm doing things. All we can do is look at the map. I'm sure you've had as much fun with the map as I have. But what I'm going to do now then is leave you here, because you know what I'm doing. You know what we're going to get done. We're finishing up the storyline I started with the failure to begin with, and now we're being successful. So if nothing else, the Mature Simmer lesson of the day: if at first you fail, try again, or try again. At first you don't succeed, try again. I don't know. Somehow I can't remember how it goes. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I think that's what it is. So I will leave you there, and I will see you next time. So I'm finishing up the last pass here. As you can see, I've just got a tiny bit left. and I will have this done. So really not too bad. I've kind of been multitasking like I do many times, you know, doing other things while the sprayer is moving very slowly down the field, because I usually have some time in between, but sometimes that means I stop it just to be safe in case I get distracted longer, and then I don't have it running off the end of the field or spraying into the woods or whatever it is. So as far as the time that elapsed, I'm not quite sure I would say I spent all that time actually spraying, so it wasn't really too bad. But the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to run a bit of a test here, because I want to learn if they've changed the dynamics of FS22 with regard to weeds. And I don't know if they have. So what I am going to do now is go ahead and empty this out into the silo, and I'm going to then grab herbicide, and I'm going to come out here and just spray a little bit of this corner right here so I don't have to go very far. And then I'm going to basically try to remember where it was I sprayed, but certainly stay clear enough away that I don't respray it. And I'm going to see if the oh shoot, I can't do that? That's crazy. Really? Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, well, I'll have to clean that up later, but obviously then that's the only way we can do it. So it won't unload into the silo from that. So, but I know I'm going to need the herbicide. But yeah, oh, well, that's interesting. So wait a minute, it didn't... I am so confused. So did it empty or did it not? Alright, I guess it didn't because it didn't have enough space to fully unload before. Alright. So let me fill this. And we'll go conduct our test. There's not really much to see, but at least you'll understand what I'm doing. And I'm pretty sure, you know, the herbicide is going to apply at the same rate, so I will fill this, and then, oh, so maybe I could have, because then it had, like, herbicide, so I wonder if I just needed to hit a trigger point. I guess I'll see if I can fill up from those cases and clean it up later, but again, not something I need to share with you and make this video any longer. But so basically I'm going to go from here, I think, till that little white tree, and that'll be kind of a visual indicator to see what everything is like. And that'll be a good piece, but you know, more importantly, it'll be clear that I can just start right about there, and then, alright, so that's it. So I'm going to do that, and if I turn on weed at this point, there you go. It looks like I don't have any weeds. I assume that's showing me dead weed is what the brown is. I didn't realize it did that, but so yeah, I'm just going to go park this in the grass. I don't need to put it away, but so in FS19, spraying at this point right after I sprayed with fertilizer, the weeds would visually die, but then they would grow again. And so I'm just curious how that's all going to pan out. So that's what I'm looking for. But again, thanks for tagging along, and I will see you next time.